Hey everybody, Sean here from BoredParacord. Today we are going to make, we got the 4th of July coming up, so we're going to make a keychain or key fob with stars and stripes kind of pattern to it. And a special shout out to Addison. Thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate that. So to get started, let's see. I've got about 3 feet of the color called Clouds, 3 feet of red, and 3 feet of white. And these are the 1-inch key rings. We just need one of those. And you may also need a fid, which I have a couple of them here. I got a long fid there. And I'll have to track down another fid, but in any case, we'll probably need 2 fids. You could use one, just swap them out between cords. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is with our clouds, this is going to be part of the first section of weaving, but not only that, it will be our inner strands as well. So we want to find the center point, which is right here, and the way you do that is just put your 2 ends together and just pull through. Center point is right there. Now feed your center point. Let me zoom in just a little here. Feed your center point through the ring. Then you can open up this loop like that and pull the ring through. That'll give you that's called a cow's hitch. A couple ways of doing those. That's probably the easier way. And now what we need to do is figure out how long we want to make this. And I want to make it about as long as the width of my fingers here. And so right about here is where I want to start to do the weaving. So right there. First thing we're going to do is create a loop with the right cord, just like this. So it comes over top. Now the one thing with the patterns is it's a little harder to see what I'm doing with a pattern cord, but I'll try to make this very easy. So the right cord comes up, loops over the top of the 2 center strands. The left cord goes over around the back. Take that end from the bottom side or the back side, pull it through there, and you should have something that looks like this. Now from here, you don't want to make this any longer than it needs to be, so you kind of want to hold right where your length is set at. So I'm just holding this cord and I'm pulling a little through at a time so that doesn't move, so the length doesn't change until you get it nice and tight. There we go. And that'll kind of create a knot at the end. And the good thing with this too is you won't see this knot very much because of the pattern. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is take our right cord. We're going to open this up, and this is going to cross down through the middle. So you can just poke that right down through the middle like that and off to the left. And kind of get that snugged up there. Now take your left cord, do the same thing, take it down through the middle and off to the right. We'll snug that down. Now that same cord, you're going to wrap around this right side. So from the back, you're going over it and down through the middle again. So left cord goes under the center strand, comes around, goes under the left strand, and off to the left side. Now this is kind of the trickier part of this whole thing, and that's just a matter of tightening everything down. So I'm holding onto the key ring right here, but I'm also pushing up with my thumb, and then I'm taking the working ends, these are your working ends, and I'm just pulling these tight. So just tightening both of these. Now I can see there's a little bit of slack here. So from the back side, you want to grab that. And I'm holding everything with my thumb so it doesn't move. I know it's kind of hard to see with this being the pattern. But once you get that, you should have something that looks like this. It's kind of hard to see. You want to start with the top cord and bring that over your center strand, your left one, through the middle, around the right cord, down through the middle. And you repeat that process. So that cord that you just did now is on the bottom, so now you have a new top strand. The top strand is the one that you're going to do next. And you just do the same thing over and over and over. So top cord, around, down through the middle, around, down through the middle, back off to the left. And then you just tighten these. See, these are kind of loose right now. So just pull. You can pull with this one, kind of cinch up with this one with your right thumb. So pull, pull, and it'll tighten that right up. So there we go. And we're going to do maybe just a couple more because I want the red and white stripes to be about 2/3 of what this will actually be. So we'll do this one. So you're taking that top cord again, this one here, bringing it from the back, around, down through the middle, around, down through the middle. Super simple. So I think that's about 1/3 now. I think we're about 1/3 of the way down. So what I need to do is I want to have both of my cords out of the back. I think that's right where it needs to stay. Let me take a look at the other side here. One there, one there. I think, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this top one and run it through the middle again. So just one more. So now we have a cord off to the left and one off to the right. That'll make it more even. And we're just going to let those sit there while we do the next step. So the next step, let's just set that there for a second. The next step involves both the white and the red. And we're going to find our center point, which is roughly, let's see, I'm doing this off camera a bit with my other hand, right about here. So your center point is going to go on the back side, also underneath, and just like that. Now we need to do one color at a time, and we can come back to this to tighten this up. We'll come right back to that. So we need to do the white first. So we're going to start with the right side, go down through the center, bring it off to the left, take the other white cord over the left strand, down through the middle, over top of this white one, and end it just like that. Now that leaves us with our red cord, and we want to do the exact same thing, but starting always with the right. So the red down through the middle, crossing over that white one, the left red one crossing over the middle and down through and off to the right. Now you'll have two stripes. Now you'll have a red stripe and a blue stripe, and I'm just tightening these up. And this is a good time to cinch everything up. Tighten the blue like that. Tighten your whites like that. And you should have something that looks like this. Now we just continue. So right side first, over and through, off to the left. Top one over here, down through the middle, off to the right. Kind of pull those a little snug. The red will cross over. So you're always starting with the top cords, but on the right side. So you have reds on the top now. Cross over, down through. Take the other red one, cross over, down through. pull those tight. You're almost doing a braid here. I would be willing to bet that this is called a braid. It's called the fishtail, double fishtail, but it's almost like a braid. Now start with the white, cross over and down, over and down, through. Just like that, real easy. And then our reds, we're going to go down and through, down and through. And I think what's going to happen is that on this next pass, we're going to finish with the white, but continue with the red. I might have to do 2 passes with the red. And that's just because what we have to do is cut these ends off and melt them. But I don't want 4 cords all at one spot to melt. So we're going to try and break that up a little bit by doing just a few, or doing 2 of them, weaving a bit more, and then doing another 2. And this hole is getting a little smaller each pass, so I'm having to put the end through instead of kind of creating a loop and pushing it through. Tighten these up a little. There we go. Getting there. Alright, so I think we're done with the white, so we're just going to stop with the white there. If we have to do 2 passes of the red, that's fine, which is probably going to be the case. So there's 1, well, that's half of a pass, I guess. We'll push this through. And it looks like what we'll have to do is put a fid on the next pass of red. Might be able to get 1 through there. So our white is done. So what I need to do now is cross over to the left with this red one. And see, it's getting a lot harder to push that cord through. And then we'll take this one, add a fid to it, which I might have to cut just a little bit off of here. The melted spot is a little too big. Alright, there we go. And then, let's see, we gotta be outside of that one. So now we're just gonna go down through the center with that. And I think we can call that good. I don't think, well, let's see where we're at here. Might be able to spread this down a little bit to fill that in. Actually, I might pass this one more time this way, because there's a little bit more room there. Yeah, and I think we'll finish right there. Well, you know what? I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to remove the fid from this side and put it on the other side so that I can do 1 more pass down into the middle. So we'll just take this down, finish these 2 red ones together, and that will help fill this gap, and it will make it look a lot nicer too. Yeah, that looks much better. So now if you look at the back side of this, we do have to cut these and seal these in here. Now that's the bad thing about doing a keychain, is that you'll be able to see both sides. So we're going to do this very slowly. We're going to melt the cord very slowly so that the color remains without looking burnt too badly. The white's going to look a little yellow. But all I'm doing is cutting these off very close to the actual key fob. And then we're going to melt this nice and slow. And it's hard to do with these lights. I know I say that every single video, but it's pretty hard. And then I have a tightening tool here that has a little bit of a texture to it, and I'm just going to press that in, and that will help to give it some texture to make it look like the paracord a little bit. You can see that there. I know it looks a lot nicer on this side than this side, and it probably will be the same case for the white and the red. So now let's get those out of the way. We're going to give these a cut. Be very careful when you're doing this. You don't want those to slide out, because if they slide out at this point, it's very, very, very unlikely that you'll be able to get those back in. And push those in. Make sure those won't come out. There we go. And then we have our red. So yeah, you'll end up with one side that looks really nice, and one side where you can tell where the cords ended at because you have to melt them. And there's a couple ways that you can go around having to melt these. One of them is just cutting the cord and letting them fray on their own. And then you'll have kind of like a bunch of strands just kind of sticking out the back side of it. Another one is, if you do this loosely enough, or loose enough, you can hook a fid. Well, you can't really, if you make them long enough, you could hook a fid to them and then run them up inside and cut them off there so that they're kind of stuck inside. You could do the same thing with these colors, is you could run a fid through here and then leave the cord inside. But that pretty much does it. That's, I don't know what this would be called, a patriotic Keyfob. We got the 4th of July coming up. So I hope you like this. We got a cobra knot at the top, fishtail. I don't know what this would be, a 4-strand braid or a 4-strand fishtail. And then we have a cow's hitch knot at the bottom with a 1-inch key ring. I hope you like this. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I try to answer those as well as I can. And you can find anything that I used in this video on our website, BoredParacord.com. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, paracord on. Do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button to your left. There's other great videos all the time, and there's a few to the right side of the screen, and you can also buy Paracord at our site with the link at the bottom left. Thank you again for watching.